your side profile ugly. Your side profile is arguably the most important part of your face, considering the fact that people never see you directly on. Usually whenever you're talking to someone or when you're in a room with people, they actually see you from a slight angle at all times, unless you are one-on-one with a person. Not only that, but if you've ever had a crush on someone in school or you talk to someone a lot, you'll notice that you're looking at their side profile more than even the front of their face. With all of this being said, in this video, I'm going to provide you guys the information that I would use to maximize the way that my side profile looks to improve your self-confidence. This is more about confidence than anything else. A lot of the things you do to improve your looks, other people don't notice nearly as much as you do, so do this for yourself and nobody else. Lifestyle. When it comes to changing the way you look permanently, there really is no easy way around it. You have to completely develop new habits and change the way of life that you live. That sounds really scary and like a big commitment, but I promise you it's not. It's kind of similar to the way that if you go to the gym, then you just stop, you're gonna lose your muscle. The same applies to making money or changing your face. So when it comes to improving your side profile, the first thing that I would implement is daily exercise. Your body has something that is called a lymphatic system. Essentially, it's like waterways that run all throughout your body that I've talked about in previous YouTube videos. Your lymphatic system helps fluids travel. With that being said, inactive people actually have less active lymphatic systems. What this will do is actually cause bloating in the face, making your side profile look worse, giving you a double chin. Now you might be wondering, oh my gosh, what do I do to get a less bloated face? For starters, you need to exercise. Something as simple as going on a walk will activate your lymphatic system more than if you're stagnant all day. Not only going on walks, but even better, going to the gym. Pushing weights in the gym is not only good for your side profile because it helps with de-bloating, but get this, it also increases testosterone, which in the developmental stages of your life can actually give you a better, more wide jawline. High testosterone equates to lower facial fat and more dense bones, essentially meaning that by pushing weight, especially as a teenager, this could improve your face a lot in the long run. Now, before I get too into that, just double down on the idea of exercising every single day, whether it's just going on a walk or going to the gym. Both of those work. Maximizing your testosterone as a guy. For girls, you can skip this step. You really don't want to have high testosterone as a woman. But as a guy, having high testosterone can give you so many benefits. And no, I'm not telling you to do steroids. There's a ton of natural ways as a guy to increase your testosterone, and I recommend trying them out. I'm going to list them here right now in tip number 2, but first, let me explain the reason why you might want to do this. Number 1 is the reduction of fat around the face and neck area. This makes no sense to me. I really don't get how it's possible, but this is a proven fact. You can look this up anywhere. So that's one instantaneous benefit. Once again, it also helps with jawline and bone density. It increases the rate of growth of facial hair, which essentially means that if it's necessary for you, you could just grow a beard and completely hide your jawline no matter how good or bad it is. And it can also help with your skin health and thickness. Now the question is, how can you naturally increase your testosterone? Firstly is exercising, like I mentioned already. More importantly, you need to be getting adequate sleep every night. I also recommend consuming foods with high protein, as well as avoiding estrogenic foods like soy. Now after prioritizing exercise and increasing your testosterone, we can then move to getting a haircut that suits your face shape and side profile. Now, if you've ever seen people with my hair, like this whole TikTok looking hair thing, there's a reason it's so popular and people think it looks so good. You look at my hair from the side, you can see how this goes out, and that actually helps with facial projection as well as facial definition. If you don't know this, I actually used to have a bowl cut where my hair would stick flat to my forehead and it looked awful. This made my side profile god awful, like actually horrible. That being said, for the best side profile possible, you typically want some sort of projection out in the front. If you have a middle part, you want to add volume here. Not only that, but the back of your hair also matters. This back part of my hair right here used to be really long and shaggy until I changed it recently. It made my side profile look so much worse, and it's almost unexplainable. By making this hair in the back taper out, it helps with my proportions and actually makes my jawline look better. Having hair that tapers from short to long will actually help with your proportions from the side. Now, if you already have a really good jawline, this isn't going to make too much of a difference, so you can skip this step. Having a taper look will help significantly if you do not already have a really good jawline. So in order to get the most practical haircut, you want to base it off of two things. Number 1, how far out your jaw goes. The more recessed that your jaw is and the closer it is to your neck, you actually want this hair to be shorter. Having a longer jawline that protrudes much further allows you to have longer hair back here. So that's how you should base your haircuts, at least for the side profile. With all this being said, your haircut really doesn't matter too much if you have bad posture. The number one issue with posture that I've seen, especially recently, is called forward head posture, where your neck is literally just like sagging this way. This is caused by us sitting on our phones, texting, looking down all day. Now, I actually have an exercise for you guys to fix this that will also improve your jawline. So what you want to do is lock your fingers together like this, put it behind your head, and push as hard as you can. Now, your jaw is going to look absolutely crucified while you do this, but essentially what it's going to do is help train the muscles that will fix your forward head posture. You can easily do this once per day. Over time, it will actually fix your posture like like significantly, and I've done this myself. Doing this exercise alone isn't going to fix your posture, so here's some other ways. You need to be very mindful at all times. Something I recommend everyone tries is going up to a mirror with their phone and taking a picture from the side profile like this. This will show you the true extent as to how bad your posture actually is, which can really dictate what you should do from here. Another exercise that I recommend is acting like there's a string pulling your head up throughout the day. This will ensure that your chin stays high, making your jawline look better, and also helping with your overall physical health because your posture matters so much more than you think. By fixing it now, you will thank yourself so much in the future. Aside from this, I also recommend wearing supportive footwear, so things like heels will absolutely throw off your posture. So when you think about it, you're essentially just standing on an incline, which is just horrible for your back and neck. But guys, you're not safe either because a lot of shoes that we have massive soles in the back that taper thinner and thinner as they get longer. Wearing flat bottom shoes will significantly help with this. Some examples of shoes to wear are like Air Force One, Converse, anything flat bottom. Now, I don't always wear these shoes, but my posture isn't so bad that I have to worry about it. Next, I recommend actually training your back in the gym, specifically the muscle on the back of your shoulder known as your rear delt. When you train that, it can actually help your posture significantly. You can really think about it as your back is pretty much pulling you back as well. So by training, doing pull-ups, training your rear delts, that's going to help your posture as well. And the final way to fix your posture is by fixing your sleep. The way that you sleep dramatically affects your profile and could be the main reason that your side profile is ugly. A lot of you are going to hate to hear this. It's really sad. It's really upsetting. Most people don't take it well. I actually just posted a TikTok about this and it got 9 million views because people cannot stand to hear what I'm about to say. But you need to stop sleeping on your side and stomach. Sleeping on your back is the most optimal way to sleep for your posture, your health, and your side profile. Here's why. When you sleep on your side or stomach, your face rubs up against your pillow, causing you wrinkles, as well as causing your cartilage to droop towards the side that you sleep on. Essentially, what this means is that your nose will droop towards whatever side that you're sleeping on, and that's just not a good look. Not only for your side profile, but also for your front profile. You also might notice that you have a good and a bad side of your face, and a lot of that is actually caused by the way that you've slept since you were a kid. I used to love sleeping on my side until I realized the right side on my face is absolutely cooked. Not only that, my posture was bad, my spine alignment was bad, and I didn't get as good of sleep. So the question is, how are you going to start sleeping on your back? And by the way, this is not only for your side profile, this is not only to look better, this is for your physical health, so I highly recommend not skipping out on this. To be honest with you guys, I really can't just explain how to do it, so I'm gonna show you. This is the proper way to sleep on your back. Okay, so essentially what you want to do is put your head on a pillow like this and put a separate pillow below your knees. It's very simple, very easy, and this alleviates the tension on your back, basically helping with your posture, helping with your spine alignment, and helping with your overall health in general. This is a no-brainer to fix. So for some reason, when I'm traveling out to California or just out of the house, I don't really sleep like this. But whenever I'm home, this is how I sleep because it's the most optimal. I feel the most well-rested, and I have another tip to give you that's gonna lead into why I'm telling you that. Debloating and decreasing the water retention within your face. You might be wondering how the way that you sleep affects this, and I'm about to explain that right now. But first, it's important to understand that every tip that I've given you so far has coincided and gone hand in hand. Let's begin with the way that you sleep. The more elevated your head is when you sleep, the less bloated you are when you wake up. The reason being is because the fluid is not going to travel against gravity, at least not to a certain extent. And when you sleep on your stomach and you sleep on your side, a lot of times your head ends up going more down this way. When you sleep on your back, you really don't have to worry about this, especially if you use the method that I showed you right there. The next way to debloat your face is by using tools like a gua sha or a jade roller. Have you guys ever seen those like roly-poly gadgets that you can roll on your jawline or your cheeks or anything like that? Yeah, those actually work, just not in the way that you would think. Using these tools does not decrease the amount of fat in your face like a lot of people think, but what it does do is it reroutes the water, aka the bloating in your face, which can make your face look slimmer for a short period of time. You can get these tools on Amazon for extremely cheap if you want, or you could go to the extent of using your fingers. I've actually tried this once before where I put face wash like on my fingers like this and I rubbed against my jawline and I feel like I noticed a difference. So I recommend trying that out as well if you don't want to buy anything. Aside from sleeping and using tools like this, we come back full circle to exercising. This is going to help with the lymph fluid and the drainage and the bloating in your face. And then we have the foods that you eat. There are certain foods that make your face look better through the day and worse for the day. This sounds crazy to think, but yes, the foods that you choose to eat dramatically affect the way you look on a day-to-day basis, even if you're not losing or gaining fat. But I recommend to look the absolute best is eating foods with high potassium. For example, avocados and bananas have low potassium, but there's still some in there. Potassium helps with water retention across your entire body, de-bloating it. Secondly, you need to decrease your consumption of salt or sodium throughout the day. You also need to consume less carbs. For example, bread. All of these foods that I mentioned increase and or decrease the amount of water retained in your face, specifically from the side profile. If you have a double chin, chubby cheeks, anything like that, a lot of that has to do with eating those types of foods or not eating them. Maximizing your diet. Foods that I just mentioned are only the tip of the iceberg, and I want to talk about something called diuretics. One version of a natural diuretic is caffeine. Essentially, when you drink a cup of black coffee or something of that sort, it makes you go to the bathroom a lot, which will completely maximize the de-bloating that I was talking about earlier. Consuming caffeine will essentially make you look slimmer throughout the entire day, especially if you do it when you wake up on an empty stomach. Coffee, tea, it doesn't really matter which kind that you use. Any caffeine in general will contribute to fixing this problem. Aside from this, you want to eat foods with high amounts of protein like meat, which also coincides with the other steps by increasing your testosterone and helping with the bloating. Training your jaw. When you chew things like meat and hard gums, what it actually does is train your masseter muscle that's in the corner of your jaw, essentially making it look better. But this is, in a way, to me, kind of feels like a myth. Yes, it works, but you're not going to see vast results, especially if you don't do the most important tip of all that I saved for the very end of this video. But before we get to that, let's move to fixing your teeth. This tip really isn't going to last long. All you need to do is either get Invisalign or get braces, and also use proper mouth posture. Holding your tongue at the roof of your mouth will instantly change the way that your jawline looks, as I just showed you right there. Your tongue can essentially pull up the tissue of your mouth upwards, which in short will fix your jawline. This is also known as mewing. I hate the word mewing, but it's extremely popular right now. So the 3 ways to fix your teeth is by using those invisible sort of retainer looking things, getting braces, or just naturally doing it by fixing your mouth posture. Putting your tongue upwards will instantly fix the way that your jaw looks from the side profile, but this doesn't have long-term effects. Now, for the absolute most important tip that you guys have all been waiting for, at tip number 10, what you need to do is go into a calorie deficit and lose weight. If you don't know how to do that, watch this video right here where I go in depth on exactly how you can do this.